We are now going to barcode a list and prepare it for mailing. To perform this task, we need to go back to the main menu and click on the Barcode Presort button. The first step towards barcoding our list would be to run it through the DPID allocation wizard. This will take us through the process of matching up our fields again, so our data can be matched up against the postal address file. Remember to always double check these. Once we have matched our fields up, we click Next. This next step is also asking us to match fields up, but this time it is made simple for us by using the Add New Fields Automatically button, which will match these fields up for us with the default names. The next step will ask us if we would like to process all of our records or just a subset of our records. I'm going to select all records, and Twins will now process our data. On a standard PC, Twins processes around 100,000 records every 5 minutes. It is very efficient at getting the job done in a timely manner. Once Twins has finished processing, we will get a summary back, and this will include a percentage of how many of the addresses could be matched, and a list consisting of why certain other records could not be matched. This particular set of records has generated a 90% match rate. It is very common for Twins to deliver 90% and above match rates on lists that are run through this process. Now I will show you what this data looks like in a single record view. If we advert our eyes to the top of the Twins window, we can see a bar that contains 6 icons. The icon second from the right is the Single Record View button. Upon clicking this button, a window will open and show us records which we can cycle through and view individually. In this view, it shows us that some new fields have been added and they all contain the DT prefix. In this particular record, we can see that the address is 27 Hunter Street, Harris Park. But if we look down a bit further, we have some alternative details. And what these details are telling us about this record is that it has an alternative locality for the address, which is Parramatta. If we look here, we can see a data change code, BOR. That means that the address has been matched against a bordering locality. So in this case, the address contains Harris Park as the locality, but the actual locality for this address is Parramatta within the postal address file. But Australia Post has accepted Harris Park as a valid alternative. This next record is one that a match could not be made for. The address is 45 Lansdowne Street. If we look down for further information, we can see that a match could not be found for this particular address, as the street name could not be matched against the postal address file. So if we wanted to repair this address manually, we would have a good idea of where to start. I'll cycle through a few more records. This record here contains the address 1/3 Hassel Street. It appears that there are errors within the street name. If we look down to data changes, we can see the abbreviation THN, which stands for Thoroughfare Name. This means that corrections have been made to the street name, and through these corrections being made, the address was then allocated a DPID. The next record I'm going to show you contains most of the needed information, such as street name, a state, and a postcode. However, it is missing the locality. Once again, if we look down to the data changes field, we will see the abbreviation LOC. This is telling us that a locality has been corrected. We can see that the output record now contains a locality and is therefore able to be allocated a DPID. Now we will go through the steps to turning these DPIDs into barcodes. We will go back to the submenu now and click on the Barcode Creation Wizard button. The first step is going to ask us to select what type of barcode we would like to use. As we can see here, there are a few variations of barcode. The default barcode is the 37-bar barcode, which contains only the DPID, which is all Australia Post needs to give a discount, as this is all they require for the sort process. Twins does also support extended barcodes, which are the 52-bar barcode and the 67-bar barcode. Australia Post introduced these barcodes to allow extra information to be embedded within these barcodes, such as customer information and customer IDs. This is very useful when receiving returned mail. If you own a two-dimensional scanner, you can then scan the barcodes through the envelope window, and it will extract the customer information so you can easily identify where all this returned mail is coming from. For now, I'm just going to go with the 37-bar barcode. The next step is asking us where to find the DPID, and because we have a default name, Twins has already matched this up for us. This next step is asking us where we want to put the barcode. Click on the drop-down box on the right and select to add field, and Twins will allocate this a default name. Twins will now process this data, and once it has completed processing, a small window will open and tell us that Twins has completed the barcode creation process successfully. I will now show you what this all looks like. If I again open the single records view, we can see down here that the barcode appears in numeric form, from the numbers 0 to 3. Now I will open Microsoft Word and show you how to convert this into a barcode. Firstly, I will copy this barcode number here and paste it into a blank document. Now I will change the size of the font to 20. We also have to change the font. Within the fonts listed, there will be a font named DataTools 4-state barcode. Now we can see that the font has converted this barcode number into an actual barcode. If we are doing a mail merge using a product such as Microsoft Word or InDesign, we merge the fields together as per usual and simply change the font size to 20 and the font face of the barcode number to DataTools 4-state barcode. This specialized font comes with the Twins software and is installed during the initial software install. Now that we have created the barcodes, it is now time to sort that mail into the order required by Australia Post. There are certain sorting requirements that Australia Post upholds. If you sort to direct trays, you'll be eligible for a further discount. Luckily for us, Twins automates this process. All we have to do is click on the Postal Presort Wizard button and follow through the wizard. In these next few steps, our fields should already be matched up for us, as Twins commits these fields to memory from earlier use. The next step is asking us to select a sort code. We have two different options here. The first option is Tray Type Sorted, and what this does is, it puts all of the direct trays at the front, then the barcoded residue, then the unbarcoded residue at the bottom. The other option available is Manifest Sort, which will sort your mail into the order that follows. Firstly by sort state, then direct trays, then barcoded residue, then unbarcoded residue at the bottom. For now, I'm going to choose Tray Type Sorted. In this step, it is asking us to enter specific details about our mail, such as its date of lodgement, its weight, and its dimensions. So I'm going to enter that my article is small, that it is being lodged in New South Wales, my weight per article is going to be 100 grams, and the thickness per article will be 5 millimeters. Then we press the Calculate Numbers of Letters button, and it will tell us the minimum and maximum amount of letters needed to qualify for a direct tray. As we can see here, the minimum amount of letters we need to qualify is 40 per tray, and the maximum amount of letters that the tray can hold is 90. When I click Next, this step will then be completed. Now I will take you through the steps of retrieving a postal manifest report. Simply click on the Postal Manifest Wizard button. We will be asked to enter a company name and job number. When we click Next, the manifest will be generated for us. This report can be printed within Twins, or we can also choose to export this out to Microsoft Word if we wish to make any changes. Twins also creates the manifest summary that goes with the manifest report, and it also creates the AMAS Address Matching Processing Summary, which has the product details and PAF details. At the bottom of this summary, it also requires that you sign this declaration of compliance for mail lodgement. Twins will also give us an exact calculation of the mailing costs. To perform this task, we click on the Postal Pricing Wizard. We are first asked to pick the size of the article. This also includes off-peak pricing options, and the prices will fill in the fields below. DataTools maintains all of the information for you via the quarterly updates so that no extra maintenance is needed from the user. Here we can see the volume of the letters in each tray, how much is charged per unit, and also the total amount charged for each tray. If we look right to the bottom, we can see the overall total and also the total savings obtained. Twins is also capable of creating tray labels. The only requirement for this is that you have a printer capable of printing onto the Australia Post tray label stock. All you have to do is enter your details and Twins will go off and communicate with the Australia Post Visa software, which is free from Australia Post to mail producers. It creates the tray labels. In an earlier step, we chose to allocate a sort code. I would like to show you what this looks like. I'm going to click on the Record List View button and scroll right to the end. Here we can see the sort code BD0062047. If we scroll down, we can see there are a few different variations of sort code beginning with different abbreviations such as BR, which stands for barcode residue, and UR, which stands for unbarcoded residue. Okay, now Twins allows you to export your data out of the program. So we will go back to the Workspace menu and click on the Export Wizard button. Following through the wizard, we can see that Twins allows us to export out into a lot of different export types. I'm going to choose User, Presort, or Mail Sorted, but you can also choose to export your data into different categories. We are then asked to choose whether we would like to export all records or only a subset of records. I'm going to select to export all records. As we can see, Twins allows us to export to many different file formats. I'm going to choose Text Tab Delimited. The next step is asking us whether we would like to export all fields. If we do not want to export all fields, we can simply remove them from this list here. We then have to choose a location to save this exported file. Twins begins the export process and asks if we would like our data compressed to a zip. Once the process is finished, Twins will notify us with a pop-up window telling us that our data has been exported successfully. I hope this presentation has offered an interesting insight to the functionality and efficiency of Twins. This presentation has been brought to you by DataTools. For more information, please visit our website www.datatools.com.au or give us a call on 02 9687 4666.